Okay, so me and my cousin used to have this unspoken childhood agreement. We would quote unquote borrow each other's stuff. Sometimes we returned it, sometimes we didn't. Now look, most of the things went back to the rightful owner, but there was one game where that system completely broke down. One cartridge that never made a return trip, and that game was Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure on the Game Boy Advance. Because listen, there was no universe where I was giving that game back. I'm sorry, cousin, you just were not qualified to keep that masterpiece. Nah, I'm joking. I love that guy till death. But the game was mine now. That's just how childhood economics worked. And I have this super random memory tied to that game. One time my family took us to the circus. You know, a full show, acrobats flying everywhere, clowns doing weird balloon magic, people risking their lives swinging from ropes, a whole spectacle. And what do you know? What was your boy doing? Sitting in the audience, completely locked in, playing Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure on my Game Boy. Didn't even look up once. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care for the lions, nor the acrobats, nada. You should have seen my mom's face. She looked at me like, hey, little fucker, we paid for these tickets. Meanwhile, I'm over here beating enemies as Kid Goku. I mean, priorities. Now, if you never played Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure, it's honestly one of the best Dragon Ball games ever made on any console, which is wild because it lives on a tiny plastic cartridge. Meanwhile, modern Dragon Ball games sometimes have massive budgets and still feel like they forgot what made the series fun. But this game, it gets it. For starters, it follows the original Dragon Ball story, not the planet-breaking, screaming content from Dragon Ball Z. I'm talking Kid Goku era, the adventure phase, which honestly doesn't get enough appreciation. You're running through stages, beating up enemies, jumping across platforms, and the gameplay is this really smooth mix of platforming and beat 'em up combat. So one minute you're jumping across cliffs, the next minute you're throwing hands with an entire squad of random soldiers. And somehow it all flows really damn well, which is impressive considering the hardware was basically a small rectangle built for Pokemon and car rides. Yet this game is out here delivering full anime action scenes. But the real highlight is the boss fights. You end up fighting iconic characters like Yamcha, Krillin, Master Roshi, and every fight actually feels different, especially in the tournament format. Those who know exactly what I mean. Now, some opponents are super aggressive, some are tricky, and some are just straight up annoying little goblins who remind you of your first girlfriend back then when you were in the testing phase, if you know what I mean. Now, the coolest surprise comes after finishing the story, because suddenly the game unlocks a versus mode, and now it basically transforms into a mini fighting game. You can pick different characters and fight each other like it's some portable version of Street Fighter 2, which caught me completely off guard the first time, because I was like, wait, this game has another mode? Little kid me feel like I just unlocked hidden treasure, and the animation way smoother than you would ever expect. Characters move fast, attacks feel punchy, and the special moves look like they came straight from the anime. At some point, I genuinely forgot I was playing on a handheld from the early 2000s, which is honestly the biggest compliment you can give a game like this. So yeah, technically, I never returned a game to my cousin, but that cartridge gave me so many hours of fun that it almost feels justified. Almost. I'm sorry, cousin, if you're watching this, you're still not getting it back after 20 years.